Made man here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing. So I heard the news. I was right in the mall right when it broke, man. And I couldn't respond to it right away. But I've heard the news about Adrien Broner and Eddie Hearn. It seems as if that Eddie Hearn has now been communicating. Another name comes out of the woodworks of another fighter that Eddie Hearn has been communicating with and attempting to bring on over to that DAZN brand. And it seems as if that he has now offered Adrien Broner a 3-fight deal worth about $7 million, all done basically within a year. And Adrien Broner respond back, slave deal, gave a bunch of thumbs up emojis, like basically, nah, I'm not doing it. And we seen Adrien Broner conduct himself in the same manner when Jay-Z turned around and offered him $40 million, but Adrien Broner at the time knew that Jay-Z and Al Heyman had problems, and there was no way that it was going to work for him. Well, in this particular case, people are wondering what the problem is. $7 million for 1 year for a fighter that's coming off of a draw and a loss? Yo, any other fighter would jump at that, right? Wrong. Any other fighter, unless you are the type of fighter like Adrien Broner. Let's keep one thing crystal clear here, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Hearn is not trying to sign Adrien Broner because he's this skillful boxer. Eddie Hearn is not trying to sign Adrien Broner because he feels like he's going to be a dominant champion. Nah. Eddie Hearn wants to sign Adrien Broner because of the attention and the controversy that comes with Adrien Broner. I told fans this for numerous videos. The one thing that Adrien Broner will always have going for him, no matter who loves him, who hates him, is his popularity. That's the one thing that Floyd, or no one else for that matter, in boxing, at least as of today, can take away from him. And that's been the thing that has always kept him relevant. Adrien Broner is a marketing genius. He knows how to keep himself relevant, whether it's in pop culture, and it attracts eyeballs. It's good for views. It's good for filling seats. And that is why Eddie Hearn wants Adrien Broner. So if you're going to pay for attention and basically promotion of your brand, because that's what you want, well, you have to dig a little deep there, Eddie Hearn. You're going to have to dig very deep. Now, we don't know the devil in the details of this thing here, right? According to Adrien Broner, it's a hashtag slave deal. Now, of course, by the numbers, we may, it doesn't seem like much of a slave deal. $7 million in 1 year for 3 fights ain't the worst, especially when you're coming off making like 1.1, 1.2 a fight, right? That's not the worst. But we don't know if it's one of those type of things where Golden Boy attempted to lock in Errol Spence, or the way they do this to numerous of fighters. If they fulfill certain obligations in your contract, well, then it automatically extends itself. Was it some situation like that? We don't know. Now, Eddie Hearn has signaled to us that he's down to sign fighters on a fight-by-fight basis, or if they want to fill in slots, they can do that too. Well, when you present that option, especially to the Heyman fighters, they're going to take that option right there. That's how they get down. You can't tell them you're going to fight on this date, that date. At least not the popular ones, not the top ones. You may can do that to the underlings, but to the top guys, no, you're not going to tell them this date, that date. You're not going to go to Danny Garcia and say you're fighting on this date, that date. Unless you're talking about this date, that date, 10 million a fight. Then they may be like, oh, shit. But for $1-2 million a fight, no. They'd rather sit back and make their normal 1.5, 1.7s, 2.0s for fighting once every 6, 7, 8, 9 months. They'd rather do that, and at least the top guys would. They have been spoiled in a way like that. So Eddie Hearn got to understand what he's dealing with here, man. You are dealing with fighters that have been paid very, very well, and they don't have to fight as much. So he offered Broner 3 dates in a year. When the last time we saw Broner 3 times in a year? Now, I don't think Adrien Broner ever had intentions on accepting this deal, Because Adrien Broner ran to social media way too fast. Mikey Garcia got offered a deal. But you don't see Mikey Garcia airing out all of his business out here on social media. Only type of person would do that is a person trying to burn bridges. Is a person that, you letting the world know we can't deal with you. And that's what Adrien Broner did. He exposed Eddie Hearn with this, man. He is showing the other fighters, look at what he tried to offer me. This can be all planned by Al Heyman. We just don't know. My thing is, I think that Adrien Broner's loyalty to Al Heyman is unwavered. That's why he stood next to him when Jay-Z offered him that money. Maybe Al Heyman is telling him, no, $7 million is too low. We need way more than that. How about you do ×2, ×3 that? This is Adrien Broner. If you want to mess with my guy, guess what? You're going to have to bring that bag. Because guess what? As much as Adrien Broner gets paid, Al Heyman gets paid more money too. So he's looking out for the best interest of his guy. Maybe he's telling him to do this. I don't know. But a lot of people like $7 million, man. That's a lot of money. Adrien Broner has money. He may not have top dollar, but he got bread. He comes from bread. You know what I'm saying? He been around bread for the last decade probably. So, you know what I mean? Like, he got money. And once you take Uncle Sam takes his cut, managers and all these other entities that come out of a boxer's salary take their cut, what is Broner really going to be left with? $2 million for 3 fights, maybe? $3 million for 2 fights? For 3 fights? That's about, paying more in taxes? I don't know. I mean, it sounds like, see, Eddie Hearn, when you're dealing with Adrien Broner, you're not just dealing with the typical fighter. You're dealing with a guy who like to fight at catch weights. Are you going to be down for that? You're dealing with a dude who the promoters he work with now and his manager, they allow him to fight at catch weights. He has his own promotional company. Are you going to accommodate that? Nah. But I think it's going to end up happening, man. There's going to be a lot of fighters, especially the top names. They're going to be signing on fight-by-fight basis, man. If they get lined up with this thing, it's looking like they're going to be on a fight-by-fight basis. You want to give them $5 million for a fight? I think a lot of fighters are going to take that. Stuff like that. And shout out to Barbershop Conversations, because I caught a video by him a little earlier, and he was putting out there that Eddie Hearn is under pressure. He has deadlines to meet. So guess what? If everybody in boxing know you got this bag of money, you got deadlines to meet, you got the pressure on your ass, well, they're going to take you to the cleaners, man. It's just good business. It's just the way things are done in boxing. And Eddie Hearn knows this. So he should have remembered who he was dealing with, man. Adrien Broner is always a gamble when you deal with him. Now he has totally aired out Eddie Hearn. He might have burned this bridge. I don't think that was smart on Adrien Broner's part. Though I understand his loyalty to Al Heyman and all that. Adrien Broner got to stop burning all these bridges, bruh. Yeah, I mean, I guess he figured, everybody want me. Everybody wants me. But Adrien Broner tends to forget where he was at prior to this Jesse Vargas fight, or where he was at after that Mikey Garcia fight. And people were looking at him like, Broner, you are pretty much about to be done. Now, to the fan that may say, well, they think Adrien Broner should take the money, I ain't mad at you. Trust me. You won't hear no objections from Main Man, Made Man. I don't know Adrien Broner's pockets, but $7 million for a guy with all them kids, it's a lot of money. But yet and still, he don't want to be trapped either. So we just don't know, man. We just don't know. We just know the numbers, and we know Adrien Broner ain't cool with it. And we know he called it a slave deal. So, Eddie Hearn's going to have to come correct. I bet you he learned his lesson with this one. Any other of those PBC fighters, now that they know you've offered Adrien Broner, a fighter that's coming off a draw and a loss, you've offered him this much money, well, guess what they're going to want? Guess what the champion's going to want? They're going to want 2-3 times that, bruh, for one fight. Probably, who knows? They're going to be like, oh, you offered them $7 million for 3 fights, $2 million a fight? Give me $5 million. I need $5 million. But Adrien Broner, man, he ain't had no intentions on taking this fight. Taking this deal. He didn't even do the push and pull. That could have been a low offer that Eddie Hearn was offering, hoping that Adrien Broner was going to come back with a number like $4 to $5 million. Who knows? But Adrien Broner didn't even do it. He didn't even engage in it, at least not from what we saw. He exposed it. We don't know how long they've been talking behind the scenes, though. So who knows? Maybe he knew that was the final offer. But, bruh, damn. Adrien Broner, man, just shuts this thing down, exposes Eddie Hearn. And Eddie Hearn, at this point, when it comes to the PBC fighters, to the public, what we know, he's 0 for 1. And he's going to have to do a lot better than Gabriel Rosado if he wants my $20. And I'm being real. So keep on striving, Eddie Hearn. I wish him nothing but the best, like I stated before. I hope he does get this thing up and running because this is nothing but works out good for us. But he's got a hell of a job in front of him. And seeing what he just went through with Adrien Broner, that should show him, bruh, this ain't the UK. You gonna have to bring that bag. You gonna have to dig deep. Deontay Wilder found $50 million, bruh. That's how the United States get down. Bring it, man. And stop with these paltry ass slave owning deals, at least according to Adrien Broner. You got to bring it, bruh. Bring it. So to the next video, don't forget to subscribe. Main Man, Made Man. Made Man 511, Facebook, Main Man, Made Man Boxing Forum, Google Plus, Main Man, Made Man. You know, hey, I can't sit and say if Adrien Broner is right or wrong, man. I just can't. I don't know his finances. I just know we know what gets let out to the public, but there's a lot of things that we don't know. But I hope Eddie Hearn learned his lesson in this, and to know next time to any of those other fighters, you gonna have to come correct. And not to mention, you didn't even tell him, man, who he was fighting. You just give him dates, the amount of money he gonna make, and don't say who he's fighting. What if he's fighting a very, very popular fighter, say like an Amir Khan? That fight will do numbers. You gonna give him the $2 million? These are things that people look at over here, Eddie Hearn. This ain't the UK. To the next video. Peace out.